Wake up call. Today I got a call. A literal call, but it was also a wake up call. As I sit here with a heavy heart, I realize just how selfish I've been. Sometimes in life as parents, we can get so wrapped up in our lives and everything we have going on that we completely forget that our children have things going on as well, whether they know it or not. My middle son has literally thrown a fit in school every school year since kindergarten for weeks before he actually gets adjusted. It's always been a very stressful time for me, and I've had to take time off of work to tend to him. I would leave exhausted and emotionally drained every day, wondering what I did wrong for him to go through that. The looks on the teachers' faces jabbed my heart every time. This school year, I went to meet his teacher and outright warned him of the possibility of the fits. I prayed like crazy and was relieved to hear how well he did the first week. Week after week, when I didn't hear a word or get a call, I praised him for being so well behaved. I asked him about his day daily, and he would go on and on about friends and schoolwork. Well, today all that changed. I got a call from his principal saying they had finished a 3-hour session with my son in an attempt to calm him down from a fit. She said he had been throwing fits since the first week of school, but they have protocols to follow in order to rectify behaviors, as well as behavior coaches, and normally don't bother the parents unless it goes longer than expected. Needless to say, I was mortified. I sat there apologizing over and over again as she went through the details of the last few weeks and what they've had to endure with my son. There were no words to explain how I felt and still feel. I called my mom to talk it out, and she mentioned something that both slapped me in the face and aggravated me all at the same time. But I needed to hear it. She said, "That sounds like his father. You need to start praying against generational curses." You see, my older 3 kids belong to my previous marriage. When you go through what we went through as far as abuse, it tends to be a lot easier to ignore the past and move forward, at least until something manifests and you have to face it. The truth is, my mom was right. My ex would come home every Friday night to beat me, humiliate me, and I'd wake up the next day to breakfast and a clean house. It was like he was 2 different people. The principal said my son threw a fit, and when he saw he wouldn't get his way, he got up, cleaned his face, and went back to class like it was nothing. All this after a 3-hour fit. It made me angry. The one child that was lucky enough not to meet my ex would be the one that would be most like him. Why? Generational curses are real, people. Whether they spent time with them or not, these curses are still in their lineage, and unless we pay attention and war for our children, they can and will easily follow in their footsteps, in our footsteps. My ex had a lot of issues, including violence, abuse, drug addiction that ran through his family like weeds. Being a parent doesn't just mean keeping our children alive, fed, clothed, or sheltered. Being a parent also means raising a child or children who will have hearts for God and keeping them safe physically, mentally, and spiritually. We can't skimp on the spiritually. You can give your child everything their hearts desire, but if you don't pray for your children and cover them daily, there will be an open playing field for the devil. Today was my wake-up call. Even in the midst of my stuff and our situation and trying to get settled, our kids matter. Our kids need us and are going through just as we are, whether we know it or not. Our kids have callings and anointings that need to be covered in prayer and nurtured. I ask you to lay aside every weight that so easily besets you and pray for your children. If you don't have any kids, then pray for those around you and connected to you, because they need it. Not that they need it more than you do, but because this life, your life, is your ministry. It's not about being selfish and staying focused solely on yourself. It's about serving those around you with the confidence in knowing God has you. So put yourself aside for a while and take a look around. I can guarantee there are plenty of people who can use some prayer. When we get to a point where we serve others with our prayers, we will see that in the midst of praying for them, God took care of our situations. Until next time, be blessed.